Breaking news that has shaken the cryptocurrency industry to its core. The CEO of Binance CZ has just stepped down as CEO of Binance. According to Wall Street, the Journal, CZ pleads guilty to violating anti-money laundering laws. Initially, the SEC's complaint against Binance was full of allegations that Binance was commingling its money with customers' money. So did the FTX. But at the same time, these allegations are absent from the U.S. Department of Justice complaints. And on top of that, the SEC has not signed the joint settlement agreement between Binance and the DOJ. That's why it seems like there's something wrong with this agreement. Are there other figures involved? BlackRock, Fidelity, Invesco, and other major players? With CZ and Binance now excluded from the game, this gives the green light to spot ETFs, allowing BlackRock, Fidelity, Invesco, and the other big players to take control. And it looks like CZ pretty much warned us about it just 3 days earlier. Responding to Altman himself, the now former CEO of OpenAI CZ wrote, "Investors and founders are not always compatible. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Honestly, no one person is 100% compatible, and I'm both a founder and an investor. Understanding when to relinquish control of a company you founded is one of the most difficult decisions to make." So, as part of the U.S. settlement deal, Binance agreed to pay $4.3 billion. $1 billion for each finger, so to speak, and you should have shown fewer fingers. At the same time, CZ himself will also pay a personal fine of $50,000. Will step down as CEO and will not be able to hold the position for another 3 years. It's important to note that the situation with Binance is somewhat different from FTX after all. Binance has for a long time been constantly publishing the so-called proof of reserves, and we see that in the latest report they have $65 billion. And while many question whether the exchange will be able to pay out $4 billion without selling cryptocurrency customers, Connor did a little investigating. He separated Binance Corporate's cryptocurrency assets from their clients' cryptocurrency assets using proof of reserves. It turned out that Binance Corporate counted $6.35 billion in total assets and $3.19 billion in stablecoins. So it looks like Binance will be able to pay the fine without selling customers' cryptocurrency. In addition, the initial payment is $1.8 billion, not $4 billion. The rest must be paid over 15 months. If the exchange fails to deal with this, it could declare bankruptcy, which could cause Bitcoin to fall further. So, CZ sacrificed himself for Binance so that the exchange would continue to operate and cryptocurrencies in the United States would have a chance to flourish. Whatever one thinks of the former Binance CEO, he simply had no choice but to do what he did, according to lawyer John Deaton. The SEC is suing the exchange again, meaning a lawsuit against the exchange. Kraken. CZ resigns as CEO of Binance, etc. Taylor C. writes that this way is clearing the way for the next Bitcoin blue market. He says, "I don't agree with everything OSIC has ever done. However, it is clear that the Commission is aware of what is going to happen. People like Larry Fink of BlackRock want to be the ones in control of everything. It's safe to say that the bull market is about to begin and will without a doubt be the craziest we've seen in cryptocurrency." In other words, one of the biggest obstacles for Bitcoin just disappeared. Binance will pay $4 billion. Binance has cleared its status and eligibility to operate in the US as a regulated exchange. CZ was replaced, but probably should have been a while ago. Bitcoin doesn't need Binance and CZ to fully function. Thanks to Binance, also FTX customers will get most of the money. Where are they going? Isn't it back to the market? In fact, The events that took place simply removed another big risk factor from the market. But who will take the top spot that Binance just vacated if things go the way they did with BitMEX and Arthur Hayes? To recap what happened in October 2020, due to regulatory issues in the US, Arthur Hayes was forced to step down as CEO of BitMEX. The BitMEX founder also received 2 years probation and paid a $100 million fine. BitMEX was one of the largest exchanges in 2020. And that's what happened to Bitcoin after that. Now the same thing is happening again with Binance and CZ, with one difference. Binance and CZ will have to pay 43 times more. Such an attack against Binance and Bitcoin is held above $36,000. As you can see right here, it has returned to the key MA20 moving average level, and this time it has bounced so far, confirming once again, for the 5th time recently, that this level is strong support. If Bitcoin falls below this moving, we can expect a Bitcoin hike all the way to $33,000. But in case this moving average remains a support, we can expect Bitcoin to continue its rise to $38,500. Users are asking who will take over Binance's top spot? After all this, no one but this man. So, it looks like Larry Fink and BlackRock are really taking control of the Binance. Here's what Travis Klink wrote on June 16, 2023. There's a lot of talk about this Bitcoin ETF from BlackRock, and rightfully so. BlackRock is, to one degree or another, the US government. They have also received approval on 575 of 576 ETF applications in the past. Let me just say one thing. There is no chance of this ETF being approved if Binance remains the market dominance leader. If this ETF is approved, Binance will either disappear altogether or its role in setting prices in the market will be greatly diminished. If Binance maintains its current level of influence, there will be no chance of ETF approval. And we've just witnessed the way it's all supposed to happen. Now that the Binance issue can be said to be resolved, the SEC will finally be able to approve BlackRock's Bitcoin spot ETF. And it is BlackRock and BlackRock partners like Coinbase that will be the biggest beneficiaries of this situation. Besides them, Vanguard, ARK Invest, Nikko Asset Management, and others, even Fidelity. Many of these partners also have open bids to launch their own spot Bitcoin ETFs. John Deaton writes, I expect BlackRock and Vanguard to buy even more because of this. By the way, 90% of Gary Gensler's $120 million fortune is in Vanguard. And adds, you've already figured out how it works. Did you all really think they would just attract the biggest customers to Bitcoin, kickstart a massive bullrun, and then just let Binance and Kraken make money on the subsequent explosion of US retail interest in cryptocurrencies? Yeah, no way. But it gets even more interesting from here. Who came in place of CZ? Who runs Binance now? None other than one Richard Teng. And all that would be fine, but this guy is a member of the WEF World Economic Forum, which was created by Klaus Schwab. Klaus Schwab, like the entire World Economic Forum, really dislikes the free-floating hard currency, i.e. Bitcoin, which they can't control. And yesterday, a man from the WEF World Economic Forum became CEO of Binance. Can't win? Take the lead. WEF's Klaus Schwab says we need to get used to the complete erosion of privacy. If you have nothing to hide, you shouldn't be afraid. Look, in this new world, we have to embrace transparency. I'll even say total transparency. Everything has to be transparent. You will have to get used to it and behave accordingly. It will be integrated into your personality. If you have nothing to hide, you shouldn't be afraid.